Jimbo's Garage.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Jimbo's Garage. Well, got a new addition to the shop, the HTP MIG 130. Now, this is the smallest in the line of MIG machines that HTP has to offer, and the reason why I purchased this machine is because I do a lot of metal fabrication, gates, fencing, and that material is thin, 063, 095. 063 is 1/16 of an inch thick, pretty thin, and I'm currently using a Miller MaxStar 150S stick machine that operates off of 110. It's nice and portable for out in the field, but as you can imagine, it's very difficult to strike an arc, let alone hold an arc once the arc is struck with a little stick machine on thin material like this. I'm using even down to a 1/16 of an inch thick electrodes, which is really thin, and it makes it that much more difficult. So I just thought it would be better if I just try a new lightweight portable 110 MIG machine out in the field. Now this thing here operates off of gas or no gas, and I went to the metal supply store and I asked for a small bottle of 9010. I prefer 9010 or 75/25 is fine too. And I'm thinking a small bottle, I don't know, small, something that's easy to pick up at the store. They bring me out this little girl bottle right here. I had to laugh. I've never really seen anything like this small before, but maybe it's going to be better for me. Super lightweight. It's 20 cubic feet. It should be more than enough for what I'm going to need out in the field for installation of some gates and stuff. So what we're going to do here today is I'm going to run 3 different wires through this. I'm going to start out with some 30,000 ER70S6, and then I'm going to go to some dual shield flux core 35,000s. We're going to try that, and we're going to end up some 23,000 ER70S6 and just see what the best application is for me for what I'm going to be using it for out in the field. Now I've got some scrap metal over here that's 063 and 095, which I'm tubing, which I'm going to be using. So we'll be able to test everything on that and see how it works. So before we get started, let's just take a closer look at the front of this machine. Now this thing is pretty simple in the front right here. There's just 4 heat settings and the wire feed speed from 0 to 10. So I can't imagine, we're gonna start out on just a 3 here, and that's what the recommendations on the inside of the case right there tells you. That helps you get started. So we're gonna give that a try and see how it works, and then make our adjustments accordingly. So let's get started. All right, I'm gonna take a quick look at the inside of the machine right here. As you can see, this thing is able to run 2-pound and 10-pound spools of wire. It's got roller guides that are serrated that allows for good gripping. And it's also universal. If you flip these over, if you flip the roller guide over, it's 23 thousandths on one side and 30 or 35 thousandths on the other side. Pretty cool. Also offers a chart right here to help you get started to select wire speed, feed, and amps according to the thickness of material. So pretty cool. Okay, the roller guide is universal. By just undoing this screw and moving this down, you can flip this roller guide around and it adjusts from 23 thousandths on one side, allow you to go 30 thousandths, 35 thousandths on the other side. They're also knurled for make the wire easily feed through the machine. Good feature to have. Okay, so I'm all ready to go right here. So we're going to go ahead and we'll start with the 30 thousandths, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the machine on. Now, a good thing is if you're operating a 110 machine like this, it'd be great if you had a dedicated 20 amp outlet or something that you can use rather than 15 amps. 15 amps may not quite be enough for this. If you can have 20 amps, that would be probably the best. So I've got my ground clamp hooked up, and I've got some 063 material right here. Now this is typically what I'd be welding out in the field, and it would be a T-joint like this in most occasions. So I've got the thing set at the number 3 setting on the power and the wire feed right around 6. Let's start there, see how that works, and make adjustments accordingly, and see if we can get this thing to put out a decent weld. All right, let's try it. All right, so right out of the chute, that seems really cold, even for this thin material right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just bump it up to the 4 setting right there, and I'm gonna turn that wire feed speed up just a little bit, about 6.5. Let's see if that makes a little bit of a difference. All right, well that wasn't too bad. Looks pretty good right here for the very first time out, and the first setting. Maybe we need to crank that up just a little bit more. I'm going to spin this thing around right here. I'm going to turn this up to about 7, and let's see if that makes a little bit of a difference. Well, that was a lot better, just a slight little adjustment. And here we are, we're at the 4th setting, and I'm just about 7 on the wire feed speed. I'm going to bring you in and take a look at this right here. And for a 30 thousandths wire, this is not too bad. I can deal with this in the field all day long. Okay, so I've made the switch over to flux core, and you know, that went pretty smooth. You know, it only took just a few minutes to change over. Worked out really good right there. There's a couple other things that though you need to take into consideration. I just jumped up from 30 thousandths to 35 thousandths, so I changed the contact tip to a 35 thousandths contact tip. Also, I'm going to bump up the CFH to somewhere around 35-40, running dual shielded flux core right here. So also, you know, this is typically used for thicker material. So 063, not really probably what I'd be using this for. So I jumped up a little bit to 095 or maybe 1/8 of an inch thick material might be more suitable for this. This is 095, so let's give it a try and see how she works. Wow, right out of the chute, that was really smooth. I got it set at the number 4, which is the highest setting on this machine, and about 6.5 on the wire feed, and that seemed to be really smooth and perfect. Worked really good right here. I don't know, let's take a look at it. You know, not too bad. I'll bring you in and take a look at this, but not too bad for, you know, for out in the field. This would be totally acceptable. I could probably get it done with that for sure. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do another one on this side right here, and we'll take a look at both of them. And we'll try a butt joint too, see what that looks like. Yeah, not too bad. Kind of heavy, kind of thick. I don't know. I probably wouldn't use this unless I was using maybe an eighth of an inch thick material or something. But anyways, let's take a look at it. Alright, well there it is. This is kind of heavy, kind of clumpy. You know, not too bad on the side right there, but still, you know what? I don't think you expect much more out of a 110 machine, really, to tell you the truth. I mean, not bad for out in the field and just plugging into a wall outlet. You know, get a pretty decent weld. You know, this is 095. It's pretty decent thick material. Not too bad. Let's take a look at the 23,000s. Alright, so I've flipped over to 23,000s wire, and I've taken the roller guide, flipped it around to the 23,000 side. I've turned my gas back down to about 18 CFA. So let's go ahead and give this thing a try. And I've got some 063, which is the material I'm going to be using most of the time in the field. I've got some 095 here we're going to give it a try on, and also we're going to take it to the max, and I got some 3/16. That's what the max, they say this machine should weld. So we'll try them all. We'll see how it all works. Well, that ain't no good. 6.5 on the wire feed speed. Let's try 7.5. That ain't no good. How about 8.5? Whoa. Wow, that was super smooth. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure this is what I'm going to be using in the field here. This 23,000s. I'm gonna let you take a look at this. I'm gonna make a couple more welds around this thing, so I'll let you take a look at that. This is the way to go. I think this is what I'm going to be using. Super smooth, lays down a very nice bead, and I think that'll work good for me. Let's weld a couple times around this thing. See how it works. Nice. Alright, let's try some 095, a little bit thicker material. Not too bad. Still a little cold on the bottom side. I always seem to be getting a little cold on the bottom side. See if I make a difference on this side right here. A little bit better. Held the heat a little bit more on the bottom side right there. Not too bad. Let's try this. All right, this is the max here. This is 3/16. I've got it up all the way. Let's see how it does on some really thicker material right here. Yeah, that's probably pushing it right there. Just not quite enough heat to make a really good weld right here. But anyways, I'm going to bring you in, take a look at these, and we'll wrap up this video. Alright, so here's all the welds. Really, all in all, not too bad for everything. We started with a 30,000 063, and that's a pretty nice looking weld. It's working pretty good. Here's the flux core right here. Not too bad. You know, again, well, for thicker material, I don't know that I'd be using it with this small machine. Here's some 23,000s on 095. Not too bad. That works pretty good. Here's the 3/16. Now you can see we're just not enough heat right in here to get the puddle actually to adhere to both sides. It's just a little bit on the weak side. Probably not going to be using this. But here's the best one by far. This is 23,000, so no 6.3. You can see this is really a nice bead. It's good penetration everywhere. Looks good on both the butt joint and the T-joint. So this is what we're going to be using here. At least that's what I'm going to be using out in the field. So there they all are. Pretty cool. Okay, so over the past few days, I've had an opportunity to use this machine, and I have found a process that's even better than what we've just looked at. Gasless flux core. Now I've ran 30,000s, 35,000s diameter wire through here, and 30,000s is clearly the best option for this machine. To switch over from gas to gasless is fairly simple. Just disconnect the gas bottle, switch over the polarity, and this machine will lay down a weld that's virtually spatter free. If you're looking for a lightweight, portable MIG machine that operates off of 110 volts that uses gas or gasless, this machine will be tough to beat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe for more videos.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.